Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a timeless reading. This energy was activated the moment you clicked on this video. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Lover's card. You're somebody with a commitment. I think you're somebody that when you go all in, you go all in, right? The Lover's card is a Gemini energy. I don't know if there's a Gemini person close to you in your life, right? You have a commitment to something. You love something so much that you are willing to do anything for that thing, person, place, an animal, whatever it is, right? This card's all about choice, right? Now, it is the Lover's card, so it might be romantic. Put your pitchforks away. It doesn't have to be romance, but it could be. It could be a romantic partner. It could be romantic love. It could be platonic love. It could be divine love. It could be self-love. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be a career that you have. It could be a calling. It could be anything. This is the choice to commit to something 1,000 million trillion zillion %. Okay? Whatever the highest number is, it's that many percent. You're committed to something so much that there's nothing you won't do for it. This is what gets you out of bed at night, in the morning, well, maybe early in the morning. Gets you out of bed when it's time to do the work, right? And you have this ability to commit to something. When you commit, you are all in. You are like the most loyal and loving and connected, committed person that you know, right? Let's see what's going on here with this card. Okay, this is really a very wonderful way to begin. We have a 2 of Pentacles. We have an Ace of Wands. We have the Eon card. We have the Hierophant card. We've got a 4 of Cups. We have a 4 of Cups. I feel like you're taking care of somebody. I feel like the work that you do day in and day out is transforming you, but it's also meant to, I think you're trying to give somebody you love an easier life. Does that make sense for you? I feel that you're doing the work now so that somebody else doesn't have to do the work later. Yeah. Let's keep going here. Let's put the rest of our cards out. We have a 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups, 5 of Wands, and 6 of Swords. You definitely have the inspiration. You have the expertise. I think you're getting very good at what you're doing. And you're putting in the work every day. 2 of Pentacles every day. It's going to lead you toward a more luxurious life, right? The 4 of Cups in this position to me feels like this is, I don't know, you're creating some kind of almost safety for someone, right? And we could be talking financial stuff, although we don't really have a lot of Earth cards here. We have the 2 of Pentacles, a couple of Pentacles here. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot, the Factor Infinite and Unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Bubo, the Mechanical Owl, right on top. And now we're not going to look at that card until the very end, all right? But it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card at any point during this program, please put it in the comments down below. Now, looking around the room, we see 1, 2, 3 major arcana energies. The baptism by fire, the rebirth card, the going through the fiery doorway to create a new future. You're going through this, you're doing something difficult. You have chosen, this is in your past, you have chosen to do something difficult for this relationship. Whether this is with a person, a pet, a plant, a family member, your career, your job, yourself, your spirit, whatever it is. You've chosen to do something very difficult for this relationship. And I think with the Hierophant here, I almost wonder if I kind of feel like this is kind of like this is what's motivating you. This is what it has, this person or this feeling or this reason, right? This is the why of your life, right? Why you're doing the things you're doing. You've taken on some immense project, right? Or some immense work for the sake of this commitment. And I almost wonder if it kind of feels someone like, I don't know, like you're choosing to go back to school and get your degree so that you can give a better life to your kids. You know what I mean? So you can take care of your family, right? You're trying to be the very best person that you can be so that you can make life easier for the people you love. You know, and it kind of feels like this is what we're doing. I almost feel like this is you graduating from, college or graduating from this trade school or getting your degree, getting your certificate, or achieving the goal you're after. Okay? But it's a goal. It's not just a financial goal. It's not just a goal that is for you personally. It's a goal that says, now I'm in a position where I can take care of people. It's like you're trying to be the best at what you do so that you can take care of your family, take care of your kids, take care of your grandma, or whatever it is, right? Or so that you can take care of the world, give back to the world. Yeah. So the major arcana really are interesting. I'm getting the feeling of like you've gone back to school to get your degree so that you can be in a better position to give your loved ones an easier life. It's like you're creating more luxury in life. You're creating more of the good stuff with that 4. So we've got the majors. We've got fire, fire, water and water, air and air, and a little bit of earth. A little bit of earth. And what I see here with the, there's a juxtaposition, there's a duality here, okay? Especially we have a 2 of Pentacles, right? So it's kind of like change. That something's changing for you. I think what we're doing is we're changing our life. And I think that has a lot to do with the people that you care about. Whether it's just you and your spouse or your partner, your best friend, you and your kid, you and your mom, dad, family, friend, whatever it is, whatever this bond is with that Lover's card. You want to change life. You want to change the experience of life for yourself and others. You want to alleviate suffering for yourself and others. You want to transcend your current situation for yourself and others. You want to improve the quality of life for yourself and others. Okay, because of your love, because of your commitment to whatever this is. And this is the sort of basis for all of your choices, is this love. And so what you're doing is you're trying to create a life, you're trying to create, when we look at the water energy, right? 2 water cards, a 4 and a 10. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? You want to take the life, it's almost like you want to give people more opportunity to live their dream. It's kind of like you're trying to be the very best person that you can be and be successful in your life so that you can provide more opportunities, let's say, to your kids. Give them more opportunity to take their life from a 4 to a 10 of cups, right? And so I said that you're trying to create more luxury in life. Yeah, but I think what we're doing when we look at the duality of the elemental cards, we're trying to take our life from the 4, which is kind of like feels good, it feels safe. I've got water, shelter, food. Okay, we're not in danger. We have safety here. There are no storms going on around us. We feel emotionally, right? We feel stable. We feel safe, and trying to go from that to then to absolute fulfillment and satiety. This is kind of like going from just having being okay at the end of the day that nothing bad happened, right? To then going through every day and feeling like the most good stuff we could possibly dream of has happened. I think you're trying to create for yourself and I think someone else in your life. You're trying to create the space where dreams can come true. Does that make sense? And so maybe you're going back to school. Maybe you're trying to, level up your career. Maybe you're trying to be the very best, you're trying to be the Hierophant, trying to be the best at what you do, so that you can create the space where dreams can happen, where life can be full, or where you don't have to go without something. Where you don't have to deny yourself or your family anything that it may need or want. This is the fullness of life. Yeah. You don't want, honestly, this is the way I feel about me and my daughter and my wife. I don't want us to go without anything. I don't want my daughter to have to have to go without anything that may be good for her. I don't want her to want to do something and for me to have to say, I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, I can't afford that. Can't afford to put you in dance class or jujitsu, right? And so, it's not about the material things. It's about providing space and time, opportunity, the means for the people we love to do what is going to be good for them, to provide what we can for the world around us, to create opportunities, to allow space where dreams can come true. Giving the people we care about every opportunity that we possibly can. Yeah. And I think it's selfish in some ways, but it's selfless in some ways too. So we're going with this emotional energy here, right? Going from from a 4 to a 10. So we're changing things. Okay, we're going from the safe harbor of life, where the sailboat is just safely in the harbor, sort of anchored or tied up to the dock, right? Safe, to then being out in the open ocean, fulfilling our true nature, fulfilling who we're meant to be. Okay, and then we're going in the fire energy. Let's look at that. We have an ace and a 5. What we don't want is a life of fighting, of struggling, of difficulty, of danger, right? We want a life of sort of unity. We don't want to feel as if we're at odds with everything, and we certainly don't want whatever we're talking about here. If this is your family member, or your lover, or your kids, or your spouse, your friend, or whatever this is for you. We don't want the fight. We want the unity. We don't want the friction. We don't want to be at odds with the world, at odds with everybody. We don't want everything to be a challenge. There's such disharmony in the world already. What we're looking for is unity. We're trying to bring everything and everybody together. Okay, we want unity. We don't want the friction and the conflict, right? The conflict here. Yeah. And even in the air energy, we don't want the feeling that the plans are falling apart, that the dreams that we have are just crumbling before our eyes because the resources aren't there. We know what the end is. We know what we want in life. We have this big dream, but the means to get there don't exist. We're trying to have a plan rather than no plan, or the destruction of our plans. Right? We're trying to make the blueprint and I think you have that blueprint. I think that's exactly what we're talking about here. You know the kind of life that you want for yourself and your loved ones, and you are coming up with a plan, and you're executing that plan step by step, how to get all that done. And I think you realize that, okay, it's maybe through this Hierophant energy. Maybe it's because I got to level up in my job. I got to find ways to get better at what I do. Maybe you are going back to school, learning new things. Maybe you're branching out. You're kind of an entrepreneur. I think that you are getting to the very top of your field. Okay, I think this is all part of the plan. Yeah, the two of Pentacles is really what it's all about right now. You're making the right moves to change your life for the better. To go from the 4 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. To go from the 5 of Wands to the Ace of Wands. To go from the 10 of Swords to the 6 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is saying, my dreams, there's no way for them to work. This is real pessimism here. This is saying that there's no way things are going to get any better. This is just like everything that I've done is kind of fallen apart. And this is really like a disbelief in ourselves. This is like a limiting belief. We don't believe it's possible. You're going from that kind of saying there's no, it's just chaos out here, right? There's no plan to anything, to then realizing that there is a plan, there is a divine order, and you're part of it. Okay. And I feel there is some connection with a school. Either you work at a school or you're going to school, or this is about some education. Maybe it is for like your kids or something like this, right? There's some education involved here somewhere. The Ace of Wands underneath everything is this fire. This is like that motivation as you wake up every day and you're lit up, right? You have a reason to get out of bed every morning. And this is you getting out of bed now. Our mind, our body may be tired. We may not want to get out of bed, but once we get up and we start moving, this fire kicks in, right? If you're waking up and you feel this motivation and this fire, you've got the right reasons in your heart. And it may be that we have to really cling to that we have to keep that in mind. Maybe you've got a picture, you have something on your nightstand by your bed that every time you wake up, you see it, and it sort of lights your fire. It gets you going. It's, all right, here I go. I'm tired. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'm up and I'm doing it. I'm becoming the best version of myself, right? And maybe this is a lot of things. Maybe it's not just education, but it's kind of saying, everything that I do is going to be for this purpose, because I've chosen to take the difficult road of making life better for me and the whatever is around me, the loved ones, right? Friends, family, or the spouse or the kids or whatever. So we're waking up every morning and we're fired up. Okay, and it's not all the time, right? We go through phases where we are probably pretty worn out. Okay, so the self-care is very important too, and I think that's really where the Four of Cups is coming in too, because we are trying to we're trying to go to the furthest expanses that we can with the 10. We want a life that is full of everything that we could possibly dream of. We have the opportunity now to fulfill. You're creating space. You're creating the opportunity for dreams to come true. Okay? And I think the 4 really is like you're trying to sort of improve the quality of life. We want a little bit more luxury in life. We want to not have to worry about every little thing. We don't want everything to be a fight or a struggle or a conflict. We don't want to feel like just walking out of our house, we're just suddenly fighting with everything, We want some security. We want some stability. We want to be emotionally sound. We want a little bit of chill, We want a little bit of the good stuff in life. Okay, so I think this is sort of a reference to self-care as well, right? You don't want to burn yourself out by putting in all this work, but that's that's the choice you made back here with this, the Eon Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, the Baptism by Fire. And the Baptism by Fire with this Eon card is the doorway that we walk through that says, you know what? I've got something to live for. I've got a reason to get up in the morning. I'm going through this doorway, and it's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a lot of hard work. But it's hard work that you are blessed to do because you have a purpose in doing it. You have a reason why. You have the motivation, right? So this was a choice that you made to say, you know what? I'm going to live my life for this thing that I love. And maybe this thing, again, I don't know the Lover's card. It could be divine love, platonic love, self-love, right? It could be all these things. I do feel like there is someone close to you that you feel this sort of intimate bond with. But this, again, is the commitment. This is something that we're saying, yes, of course I'm willing to walk through the fire for this, whatever this is. Okay. And this is the motivation. It's because of that we're willing to make the changes in life that we need to make. We're willing to say, okay, I'm getting rid of everything in my life that's nonsense. I'm focusing my will. I'm waking up every morning and I'm going to get motivated. I don't have to feel it every day. My body's tired. My mind's tired. My heart sometimes isn't in it, but there's discipline here. There's waking up and there's realizing that this will is inside of you. And once you get the body moving, that will is going to ignite and you're going to be fired up. Okay. Very, very good energy for you. Very, very nice. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, of course, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. These readings are free. All right. So your general energy is that 10 of Swords. Now, the 10 of Swords is a card called Ruin. And for one thing, this card is about us getting out of the negative beliefs. This is about us getting out of the birdcage, getting out of the life that's been limiting us. Okay, we want more. We want a better life. We want to give our kids a better life than we grew up with. Okay, and however that plays out, whatever that means to you, it doesn't just have to be money. It could be opportunity. It could be love. It could be, of course, we want to give everything. I want to give my daughter more love than I had, more opportunity. I want to give her more financial security, more emotional stability. I want to give her the space to figure out what her dreams are and to go after them. So we're getting out of this sort of limited view of things, and we're realizing what we've got to do to make things happen. And sometimes doing it for myself, at least now I'm speaking personally here, doing it for me, I wasn't all that motivated. It's like, my life would be whatever it is, right? But I tell you this, as soon as we had our daughter, my wife and I, she does tea leaf readings over at Ula Tea Leaf Readings. As soon as we had our daughter, she's 4 years old now, everything changed. Everything changed. I had to put away childish things, I had to put away all these beliefs and sort of this nonchalance, that I had about life. And I had to get down to it. I had to get serious. I had to stop limiting myself. I had to break out of all of this. I had to break out of this paradigm or this belief system that was my life isn't meant for greatness. This is what I'm meant to do, and this is the plan I was in. I had a part-time job. I wasn't making a lot of money. I wasn't really doing much, My days were, I'd work a little bit, and then it was just kind of whatever I wanted to do. A lot of idle time, and I had no plans of that changing. It's just like, well, this is my job, and I'll work here part-time I've already been there 15 years. I just quit like a year ago, if you remember. If you've been here that long, I just quit that job a year ago. But there was a lot of idle time. I didn't really do much. Watch TV, hang out, read books. We had our daughter, and it was like, things need to change. And of course they say you shouldn't make changes for other people. You shouldn't do something for someone else. You got to do it for you, right? Well, yeah, I am doing it for me because I want to see her having this life. I want to see her, thrive. Okay, so I got to be around so I can witness that, for one thing. And I've got to be the very best person that I can be. Now I have all this, my days are filled with activities. I have them scheduled from morning till night. There's always something for me to be doing, It's not always easy, right? We have to break out of this. And I was expecting to just work at that job that I'd had for 15 years, that part-time gig, and just work there for the next 10 or 20 or 30, 40 years and retire and that was it. I had no bigger plans, right? This is not really the card of the destruction of plans. This is the card that says we got to have bigger plans. The old plans are too small. That fishbowl we're living in is too little. That birdcage we're in is too small, too restrictive. So this is us breaking free and getting to the bigger plan, having a bigger vision for our lives. Okay? And maybe this is between you and God, Goddess, deity, or you and spirit. Maybe it is because of, a life that is around you right now. Yeah, a pet, a plant, a person. Okay. So, we are giving ourselves much bigger plans here. All right. Spirit is telling you to look for investors. Don't do this by yourself. I don't feel that you are. Looking for investors, it's kind of like you've got to network with the right people. Okay? And I think to do that, we have to overcome some of our own reservations. I don't know that you're a super social person. We have the 10 of Cups in the environment. I think that we're taking ourselves out of our comfort zone in order to do what we need to do to create this better life. Okay? For instance, I'm not a very social person. I know, it's weird to say, right? I'm not that good at making friends and sort of meeting new people and just chit-chatting and doing that sort of thing. But now that we have our daughter, and she's been going to these classes, and since she was a baby, we've taken her to these kind of baby classes, and now she's in preschool and stuff. So it's incumbent upon me to try to make friends with some of the other parents so that my daughter can sort of fit in, and we can do play dates, and she can make friends and do all this kind of thing. So it's forcing me to step outside my comfort zone. If I want the best for her, I've got to push myself outside of where I've sort of the birdcage I was in. And I got to start trying to get better at talking to people and sort of making friends and networking a little bit so that the world opens up a little bit, right? And that's what we're doing with this 10 of Cups. We're realizing that we want the fullness, but if we're at the buffet and we only like what we like, I'm only comfortable eating this food over here, we're missing out on all the other wonderful dishes they have at the buffet, right? So we're saying, well, I'm nervous about going and mingling amidst all these people in the buffet, right? But I really want that food. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way. I'm gonna have to go into that uncomfortable situation and grow a little bit. I'm gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to develop myself. And so this is really taking a lot of steps that are self-development type of steps, but it's sort of like expanding our range of motion, yeah? So that we can create space, we can create opportunity, we can create more room for dreams to come true, more room for that fullness of life, okay? I think that who's the one that's always whistling? Are you the one that's always whistling while you're feel like when you're very concentrated, like you're always whistling or something? Or I don't know if it's like singing or you're like humming a tune a lot. Anyway, the 5 of Wands that we have in the position of the obstacle, the fear, the worry, the concern. We don't want our loved ones to struggle. Okay. Now, of course, we know that life is a struggle, that everybody will struggle, and that without struggle, there is no growth, right? So it's kind of like we're sort of torn in this weird place of like wanting to give our people, our family, whatever, our loved ones, wanting to give them everything so that they never have to struggle, right? But at the same time, knowing that they need to struggle if they're going to become who they're meant to become. So do we act as a safety net? Do we use our resources to provide opportunities, safe opportunities for them to struggle? And it's kind of like, it's a weird place. And I think that's part of our 5. That's why our 5 is here. Because life is a struggle, but we don't want to struggle. We don't want other people to struggle. We don't want any conflict. We don't want there to be this need for fighting, fighting for what we need, right? And when I was a young adult, I didn't have parents that were supporting me. I didn't have, I didn't have really anything to fall back on. It's just like I had to go to my job and earn my paycheck if I wanted to eat. I had to get up and do it even when I didn't want to. And, and at the same time as I feel that was very important for me, I also don't want my daughter to go through that. I want her to be more comfortable. I want her to have the luxuries of life. But at the same time, I know that she for her own development, she's going to have to realize that she needs to take the initiative and she needs to push herself and she needs to do the hard work. If I didn't pay my bills, no one was going to pay my bills for me, right? I want her to have that experience, but at the same time, I don't. So this card's in a very weird place for you right now. The idea of the necessity of struggle, but also kind of not wishing that struggle on anybody. We know what it's like, okay? So I feel that you're trying to kind of You're trying to deal with that. It's like you're doing the hard work now. You're doing the fire. You're doing all the growing and the developing and all of this because you want to provide for somebody, right? And maybe we're providing them the opportunity to go out and make their own way in life. Okay. The plan that we have here, I think, is going to be a good one. And now I don't know. Again, there's no guarantee that this has to do with your kids or your spouse or anything like that. It could just be you, right? And nevertheless, the energy is still the same. You know, it's you don't want to fight. You don't want to get up and have to kind of bust your butt and wrestle with the world. You know, we all want a life of luxury. We all want a life where we got the good things and more of it. And we've got the means to have more of the good things if we choose to. It's like, yeah, I could sleep in all day. I don't have to get up today and go to work. We want to create a life where we can say, yeah, if I want to eat, $1,000 dinner, I can if I want. I don't have to go to work. Do we want to be that free? We want to have that kind of luxury that says, I could do whatever I want. If I want to stay in bed and eat potato chips and watch YouTube all day, I can. But I'm not going to, right? Because we have this drive. We have this, we're doing something that's beyond ourselves. If I was just working, it's like, okay, I just want to work my part-time job so I can get off work and just sit around and watch TV all afternoon. That sounds nice right now, right? Sounds good. It sounds really good. But just because we can sit around in luxury doesn't mean we're going to. And I feel like that's what you want to establish in your life. You want to get so successful that you could just take a year-long vacation if you wanted to, that you could just watch YouTube tarot readings from your favorite tarot channel all day long, every day, if you wanted to. The thing is, you don't want to. Does that make sense? We want to be successful enough where we don't have to work a day in our life, but we're going to keep working every day of our lives. Okay? Because it's like I don't know if we want to be that example for our kids or for other people, or we're doing that for ourselves, or there's something that's motivating you. Yeah. So I like the cards we have today. This is really, really interesting stuff. I think the Six of Swords here really is that plan. This is that blueprint for life. It's saying, you know what, I could, maybe you're reaching a point where you're financially successful. And you're saying, I could just retire early. I could just sort of spend my money and indulge myself and relax and enjoy, the rest of my life. But you've got bigger plans. You got huge plans. You want to create something for your kids and your grandkids and your grandkids' grandkids. So you're thinking long term. Okay? Otherwise, it's just, I'm going to make enough money where I can just enjoy myself, indulge myself in luxury for another few years. That's all I care about. No. You have bigger plans than that. Okay? And so you're striving. You're always striving for more. Yeah, because it's not just about you, right? Let's look at the mystery card. Maybe this will give us an idea of who it is about. I think this is going to be a court card. I think it's going to be, a knight, a king, a page. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. What am I feeling here? I kind of feel like it's going to be a page of pentacles. Yeah. Let's see. No, 10 of cups. 10 of cups. You're trying to create the best life. The best life, not just for you, but for the family, for the loved ones, for the world, for the next generation, for the next universe, for everybody down the line, right? So then you're never really quitting. You're never really saying, I've earned enough money, I'm going to go retire and just sail around the Florida Keys for the next 20 years. No, you're saying, I'm still going to keep doing it. I'm still going to keep working. I'm making the choice every day to get up and do what I do, because it's not about you, right? It's about the life that you're creating. It's about the dreams that you are, that you're manifesting, the space that you're creating where dreams are possible. Yeah. So it's not just about you. We don't see a selfish energy here. I think the selfish energy is what we're sort of wrestling with. Because it's like, I don't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. I could sleep in if I wanted to. I'm choosing to get up and strive. I'm choosing to get up and do this work for those that I care about, for the principles that I care about, for the things that I want to be able to give other people in life. I can make enough money this year where I don't have to do anything. I can go live in a little apartment somewhere and just indulge myself, right? But you're not doing that. You're doing it you want to be able to give more to the people that you care about. And yourself too, right? So this is really interesting energy. I like this. Yeah. 10 of Cups, 10 of Cups. It's exponential. Right now we got 20 cups. We're going to keep going. We'll do 30. We'll do 40. We'll do 50. We're going to keep growing this thing as long as we have energy in us. We would rather run out of gas than to park the car is still half full. We're going to keep going until we run out of gas. And the life that you create is extraordinary. Yeah. That's super abundance here, right? Super abundance. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do some oracle cards. We'll do an I Ching reading. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Virgo Tuesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. These readings are totally free. They don't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.